This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve all of you.
Hello, dear Astar. It is a pleasure to connect with you once again.
Hello.
Today, we would like to discuss with you the quantum financial system.
Yes.
Would you like to, first of all, give a definition about what it is for people who have never heard of that term before and have no idea what we are going to discuss?
Yes. We'll put in a very simple manner. So quantum financing system is the new financial system for humanities. This is the bridge between where you are at right now, which is 4D, to the lower dimension of 5D. Because 5D and up, there is no society who is having a currency systems. So this system is created for you to have a transition between having a currency system to not having any. Because which is, we all thought a good idea, because all of you will be very confused without having any currency systems. So it's just like a bridge, the same way 4D exists, which is bridge between 3D and 5D. So this is a temporary system until all of you decide to abolish this currency system for humanities on Earth. So this system is governed by quantum AI, which is connected to all that is the prime creator, which is conscious AI, which is different from artificial intelligence you know of on Earth, because they are not connected with the all that is. So once conscious technology, conscious AI is connected to AI, even though it's inorganic being, which is considered as part of all that is, because it is connected and having consciousness of all that is. So QFS is governed by this system, which can track the vibration of the people and the vibration of where the money goes quantumly, means electronically, which people can make a note as well, but people can track every single way of a currency of using how and what. So if anyone want to use for self-serving purpose and a dark purpose, they cannot do it anymore. And having the aspect of it's not the same as Bitcoin, but no one can duplicate because it's governed by quantum AI. So if people want to hack into or try to manipulate, it's impossible to do so. So that's what QFF system is in the simple manner.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this description. I would like to start by asking who created this system?
This is the cooperation between galactic councils and their people on Earth, the representative of people on Earth.
So it's a financial system that is created for planet Earth.
Yes, because it's quite difficult for you to get rid of this currency system just right now. It will get confused.
Yeah.
You cannot survive without the system many of you are used to for thousands of years.
Yeah. So when you say that it's created by beings on Earth, could you please be more specific?
The people on Earth who are looking to have an equal society for all, people who are looking to have a 5D conscious society for all, instead of few people are governing for all.
And these people are human beings who live on this planet right now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they are they involved in the government, or I just wonder how they have come to that point where they are able to create such a system and implement it on Earth.
It's just we suggested to include this system, which we usually use quantum AI for different reasons, such as operating ships. We don't have a currency system, so we don't use them for that reasons. But we thought that this is the best way to have a bridge between having currency system to not having currency system at all after you get used to 5D society.
Right.
So these people are spiritually awakened individual. So all these people exist in every sector of the industries. So people enlisted themselves and start having the contact with galactic beings, individual basis or galactic basis, group basis. So all these people are sort of unofficial, or we're saying unofficial, not the real official, but unofficial representative of your planet. All these people are having some sort of a influences in each field, and for the because they are connected with all that is, and then because they started awakening, they wanted to do the right thing. So this has been a long journey for the humanity. We're talking about current members who are awakened, but it's not always by their group wasn't consist of awakened people, means spiritually awakened people. In the beginning, it was people who wanted to change the system. But these people died, so now these people are more of spiritually awakened people who are open-minded enough to have a cooperation with galactic groups like us.
That sounds amazing, and I wonder how is this system going to be? How is it going to be implemented on Earth? I mean, we do have currently a system, a financial system, and
It is 98% implemented, 98%, 9%, 98.9% implemented, but depends on which timeline you're looking for. Even for the QFS timelines, there's so many timelines, depends on how you are vibrating with. So for example, when you hear the news about the doom and the glooms and something really depressing, that is not the sort of timeline you want to be on. This is why we have been talking about go within and focus on your own happiness instead of go seek for external information. So even for the QFS information, some of them are very low frequency timelines. Means takes longer time for you to ascend because there are so many fighting with the other side and all this kind of stuff we tell you to not to get into is included. So we are suggesting you to not to delve into that timeline. You will hear about QFS even though you are not looking into these particular informations. If when you are reading certain article or report or emails or content about QFS and it makes you feel like not happy, makes you feel fearful, makes you feel angry, makes you feel want to kill the other side, that is not the timeline you want to be on. if you want to have a shift to QFS right now. It's a longer way to get there because you need to digest all of these feelings and the vibrations to become neutral and harmony. Because we are all ascending, not just good side of people. Does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So yes, so there are so many timelines, QFS by itself. So for you to focus on the highest timeline of QFS, it is not about gathering and collecting information or waiting for someone to tell you what is the latest update. It's about choosing the abundance within, choosing the cooperation within, choosing the, instead of competition, let's say when you are having the same kind of profession, you do cooperation, co-creating something with your colleague. That kind of a lifestyle when you are having and then start living in that way, that is more of you creating highest timeline of QFS. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and it's very helpful.
Yes. So when you are doing it by action and you are vibrating with abundance, then you hear about it because you're the one who is creating it. So people are saying, what is going on? Why the last percent, the few percent isn't on yet? Some people get irritated about it. Some people get frustrated and try to look for the information to see what is really going on. And they get disappointed you don't really hear the new update. These kind of frustrations and irritations are not helpful. Because when you think about the vibration of the abundance, the QFS is direct correlation of the vibration of the abundance for all. So abundance vibration is the freedom. So you feel free and you feel ease, at ease, because you know you're going to be taken care of no matter what. You know, you don't have to prove anything. Let's say you got this degree or you are having this job or how useful you are as a person because you are a lawyer, for example, and you're a janitor. So you happen to need to make more money because you're a lawyer, not like a janitor. That's how your current society works. But that is not how QFS works. You are not graded or ranked by which job is more worthy. So this is more of the vibration of equality. Everybody is equal and worth for having this. You don't have to really prove anything for anyone to, let's say, to get this. Just existing as who you are, you will be provided, let's say, your basic support. And there's no string attached, like, okay, you get basic support. So some people worried about, okay, when you get this, it seems like a communist. So you have to listen to the government, for example. It's not like that. So when you are provided the basic support, which is the same structure as 5D and up societies, you don't have to worry about place to live. You don't have to worry about, we don't really eat anything, but let's say you do have to eat in 5D in the beginning for you people. So you don't have to worry about food. You don't have to worry about energies such as electricity or any other systems you need to live comfortably in your society. All this basic necessity to have a basic life as a human being is provided without any questions. So that is the how it will be implemented. And if people want to make extra money on top of that, because they feel excited or they feel, in a way, super high vibe by doing or contributing something for other people, then they can make extra money. It's not everybody need to make same amount of money, so there is a freedom. But just because there's a freedom doesn't mean you will get suppressed by, let's say, someone don't feel like they need to make $1 million. They're okay with just having basic life, and then they want to do something they like to do for not a living, but in everyday life, because you no longer have to have a job to survive. So let's say if you are a poet, and right now it is very difficult to make a living as a poet, and then you want to make a poetry and you wanted to recite, and that's what you decided, this is what I want to do in everyday basis. You can still survive, and then you can still have a basic good living as a human being.
That sounds awesome, really, and I'm very glad to hear all of this. Can I ask a technical question regarding this financial system?
Yes.
So my question is, what currency does it use? What energy?
People will probably use the, in the beginning, people will not change their currency system to, let's say, universal currencies, because people do want to stick with their own country's currencies. But the value of each currency will be the same. It's not the dollar will be the most strong currency value compared to rupee, for example.
So the currency will stay the same.
Yes.
I see. So then what is it that it changed, the way it's distributed?
So everybody will have a same quality of life.
Okay.
Let's say your government decided to give the basic income for, let's say, $3,000 per month. Then when you go to European country, it's going to be 3,000 euros. So basically you don't have any kind of currency disparities between each country. So let's say if you happen to come from really, really poor countries and where you have no housing, and then because your country is very poor and your monetary system has no value whatsoever, that kind of problem will be automatically solved. So each country do have equal footings.
Okay, so then we will still have dollars and euros and
if you want to. I mean, eventually people will think this is gonna be ridiculous to have all different currencies if all values are same.
For sure.
So people will come to the conclusion to have create some kind of earth currency. But this is not something we'll be forcing you to do. Something you will come to your own conclusion to create this. Because at this time, people do have your own box of way of thinking. You're American, so you use US currencies, and you are not going to use some other currencies because our country is the best. We're just mocking you. But the point is, when you see each currency is an equal value, and then having same kind of effect no matter where you go, then you will start to think, okay, this is ridiculous to have all different currencies. So you will have the same currency, such as earth currencies. And that's the second step. And then when you started to get used to the social structure as a 5D society, you start to question, why do you have to have any kind of currency systems eventually? So you'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the third step.
Yeah, absolutely. I was never personally a big fan of money, but I'm glad to hear all of this. So then, are we going to be? Is this something that we're going to hear in our mainstream media, that this financial system is changing, or is it something that is going to be done energetically, so to say?
You will change the system within yourself, and then your external world will reflect. So when you are the kind of person who is shying away from media, you won't hear from media, but you may hear from your friend who is enthusiastic about finding out the truth. We're not saying every kind of person has to shy away from truther news. If they get truly excited and high vibe about it, which some of them do indeed, you do hear such a news from these kind of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice is so loud. So let's say if you don't watch news, but you do hear something like earthquake or some catastrophe happened the other side of the world, you hear about it, even though you don't watch news. So this is going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then it's eventually going to report in mainstream media, which will be probably the last thing.
Mm. I see. Is it in any way related to crypto, or is crypto and is crypto going to stay as a currency
No.
on Earth? No.
No.
Okay.
Because when somebody created some kind of system with some humans, and then when they're saying you cannot touch anything, of course the concept of cryptocurrency will be implemented into QFS, which is already implemented.
Mm.
But the entity who is governing this system is conscious quantum AI, not the humans.
Yeah.
Nobody has to mine or anything. So let's say if they want to use some kind of trick to move around the money to certain kind of groups or individual, which they can if they wanted to, this is not going to happen. Because this system is not governed by the computer.
Mm.
Even though people do use computer as the part of the system, but computer is not the tool to mine or tool to move around the money.
And you already touched upon how we can align to the highest timeline where the QFS is implemented. Is there anything more you would like to add on that?
Yes, to have the appreciation toward abundance. Many of the light workers and the starship are having negative idea toward money. So this is some of the reason why some of you are not abundant. But the money or financial system or paper currency or digital currency, whatever that is, when you look at that as a tool, there's always a duality. You can just simply look at the currency as something evil. The concept of currency or the system is created in 4D planet. We're not talking about Earth. It's about coming from other planet. Earth is the sort of mixed salad of all different 4D planetary systems. So currency is one of the system they decided to implement in order to have a certain structure on Earth. So yes, when you look at on that kind of point of view, means when you come from the planet which you never ever experienced in 4D planet, and then look at that, you will think it's a barbaric system to implement. But there is always a plus part of any kind of system, any kind of tool. So when you look at the currency, you look at monetary system, look at them as an expression of love, expression of appreciation. So instead of, because you decided to have this as something necessary for this society, so it is sort of energetic exchange. So what kind of energy do you look at the money as? You can look at money as the energetic symbol of love or appreciation, or a way to say thank you to other person. And also some people look at the monetary system as symbol of love, symbol of freedom. So whichever the idea you can put the meaning of monetary system, more positive meaning. And then you can start practicing that and start being in that vibration to embody love when you spend and receive money, to saying thank you or receiving thank you from other people when you serve others in your own way. So when you start looking at the monetary system that way, the vibration of monetary system also will change toward very similar to QFS system. Because everything is the energy, everything is vibration.
Absolutely amazing, Astara. I really, really love everything you said, and I'm very grateful for this discussion. Thank you so much.
Yes, so it is very important to look at the money as source of love, more of appreciation, we would say. Because if we say love, you may think it's about self-love. So gather, not self-love in a good way. We are talking about selfish love, self-serving love. So when you use that as a tool of the appreciation, expressing appreciation, and then when you stop looking at the money as source of fear, something harm you, something to destroy you, something to ruin you, something you must be fearful about, or something you feel hateful about, that is not the vibration you want to vibrate toward money.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to what you say, that abundance is a state of mind, and it's not only the money that make us abundant. It's exactly what you said. This state of being that will make us being in an abundant state, and we can then attract the energy of money.
Yes, so you can make a choice in everyday life to how you can start vibrating when you use money, for example. And then when you finally start vibrating with abundance vibration, then you are getting closer and closer to QFF system, because that timeline is already here. It's not something you need to create. You're just a few steps more to get into that particular timeline.
Yeah, yeah. And the same goes for the new Earth, right? It's already there. It's just a matter of us tuning into its frequency.
Yes.
Mm. Amazing. Thank you, Asta. It was so lovely to connect with you today. Thank you very much for all this amazing information. And I'm looking forward to connect with you in our next episode.
Yes. This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve all of you. Wow, that was a cool new information. So
Amazing.
if you guys want to watch like another QFF episode, I made it on my channel, so check it out. I made like 2 episodes on others, so you can check out.
I will link them. I will put the links below in my description, so you can also go directly to her to yours.
Great.
Thank
So
you, Erika. It was amazing.
thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
See
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.